size. Too small. Next one. Welcome back, everybody. Boy, I'll tell you, it's coffee time, and well, I had the coffee till already a bit, but kind of towards the end of coffee time. Get some fun stuff today from Amazon. Fertilizer for the garden, 10-10-10. That'd be a real nice one there. I also, I'm not shy to say that I use a little Miracle Grow, and only because the soil that I have in my garden in particular does not get a chance to really get enriched. I should get a load of compost, I suppose, but I don't, or I haven't. So, consequently, you gotta hit her up a little bit with a little extra juice. You get her going good. I got a little burp thing going on here. We had a little sourdough bread. My wife's been making sourdough bread. She's got that down. Took her a while. First attempt, I think she spent a week trying to do it. That was way too long. We figured that out. But now she has got this starter in a fridge that she keeps there all the time now, and just whips it out once a week or so, and 24 hours later, we got a loaf of sourdough bread that's just beautiful, and it's delicious. The first bite is sour, and it's great. So after this, I'm going to go up and make some French toast with that. It's really good that way. So anyway, a lot going on today, though, and one of the things we're going to start out with right away is I got to get air in the tires of this trolley thing here. I got it out to move some pots around. We got to move some I got one up there now, but the tire was almost flat. So we're going to load that tire with air. I got another pot to take up there, and we'll be looking at what it is we're going to do with that. And then I thought we would run down and check out the garden and see what we've all got done down there now. Kind of pull her all together to see what we got going, because it's pretty much, I got one more thing I got to kind of figure out what I want to do with it, but we got a lot going on in the garden, so I think we'll do that too. I'm going to mow today also, and then before I try to do anything else too, I've got to change oil in the mower. We might just have a little bit of that, talk about that mower. And yeah, so that's what's going on. But the first thing here is getting some air in the tires. Now I did load up my compressor, so I don't have to run that to get some air. Because that thing really makes a lot of racket. This is another one of those where I'll kind of don't do as I do thing, I'm going to eyeball it a little bit. Now, I've got a tester over here to tell me how much air I got in there, but, got something in the way there. I never quite fill them up full. Anyway, so they're both a little low. Now, fun fact here, maybe not. The tire that I'm about to blow up here, or fill up, I had to buy that from the store because the tire that was on here, unknown to me until I got it home, I guess I must have just picked this thing up and put it on a cart or something. Yeah, anyway, this tire, you can see all right, the tire right here was bent, was wobbling. Oh boy. Well, the guy looks at that and he thinks, I think I'm just going to put up with it. Yeah, it's not like it doesn't work. It works fine. Let me get this filled up here. Yeah, that's about where I want that. That's pretty good there. We'll leave her there. So anyway, but, worked fine. So, but finally, after a few years of messing around with that thing, and it was a little clumsy to work with, I pulled the trigger on a new tire. So now it's not the same as that tire, the original, but that one's okay, but it doesn't flop around anymore, so. Anyway, this one here needs some air too. Once we get this done, we'll be good to go in moving that. The pots are really heavy. The soil in there is some stuff from Costco that they had really heavy. Come on now. Can't get the... Well, that's going to work, I guess. There's a tube in there. Obviously, we didn't seat this one. It's got a tube for sure. But anyway, that's how I do it there. See, that's how you check that. But don't do as I do. Always read your manual on your truck like this, you know. Check your manual. I'm sure it has you doing it using a gauge to read the pressure. Because if you don't, it could have a problem. So I'm telling you right now, always use your pressure gauge just so you can know how much air you got in there. Yes, yeah. Tip number 1. Use your pressure gauge. All right. A little coffee. I think the next thing we're up to is changing oil. Really. No, you know what? We'll use this there and get that pot out there. Hang on. Hang on. This thing is heavy. And I gotta kind of do it carefully here so I don't spill a bunch of soil out of it. Okay, I'm gonna... Get these things loaded up. Ugh. Some might say, did you need that much? All right, come on. No misses now. There we are. She's in. Whew. I mean, my vote is geraniums. I don't know. We're still going over what we're going to put in here. I think Barbie wants some taller grass in the back of it too. We'll probably do that. But not right now. So there you are. That's what that was all about. Here you go. There's the old Honda. We are going to change the oil. But now... you know what? I think I'll go with the, I'm going to go like this only because I get a little better angle. I should probably bring you down over here. I think I will. Have you look up this way. You get a little better angle on the mower that way. All right. First thing we're going to do, though, is just start her up for a minute, see if I can get her going. Oh, might have a little shortage of gas in there. I think I better put some gas in. I got her all out of there, but I didn't think I got everything out of there. It is pretty low. All right. I put some stuff in there to clean the carburetor. And then you always worry that it's going to loosen up so much junk and plug it all up. Let's hope not. That would be a problem. I think I've seen enough small motor stuff where I could probably fix it. I'm watching too much YouTube. No. Can it even be such a thing? Then rather than have it full and run out, when I take this up to change the oil, I'll only do about that much to start. And get this put back in the old container here. Works very good. All right, let's see if she'll go now. Come on. I think I might have shoot. That's not going to be good. Here's your update. Got her running. Still doing some surging. I thought I'd get rid of that by doing that additive in there, but I'm just happy that it's running again. I think I might have had her flooded a little. Anyway, these Honda motors, they usually run pretty good. I'll get right back at you. That's about good enough. Whew. Glad to hear she works. Hey, we're going to dump that oil out of there now. Got to make sure when we do it, all we get is the stick out of here because this whole thing wants to go. There we go. We got her. Oh yeah, she probably needs to change. Well, I change it every year anyway, but once a year. So we're going to tip it over now and get some oil out of there. See how long it takes to drain her out. Oh boy, that does look kind of black. Hope this tray holds up. I think we got her out of there. I didn't think there was as much in there as what there should be, but probably used a little. We'll deal with this in a minute here. Alright. Let's get the funnel here. Start getting some oil in back in on it. Oh yeah. I pre-measured according to the manual in a way how much I would need. I'm gonna read it once here. You guys getting all this? It's gonna be a test. I got a bee over here. Hi. Or is that a fly? Alright, I gotta wait for this stuff to settle down in there. We're gonna give it a minute. See where we're at. Before a guy puts hugely too much in there. We shouldn't be doing that. Alright, we got that. Next thing we're going to do real quick here, take a look at this air filter. I might need to get something. Nope, I got it. Yeah, we're going to get the air hose out here, blow that out real quick. Take a second. Hang on now. I'm going anywhere. Let's see what we got here. First of all, not too bad.
After a whole season, I don't know if you guys can see this or not here, but you see what's on here. It's not too bad. But you sure don't want that down in your carburetor. So yeah. And this mower here is 20 years old. Same filter. We just give her a good cleanup over there. You know, again, check with your manual. Don't do what I do. But I know for mine, it sure likes to have its air filter cleaned up. Okay. We got that. Next thing that we're going to do is take a look at spark plug. I don't think I had quite enough air in there to blow out what I wanted to. All right. Spark plug's coming out next. Oh, watch, probably isn't. I got the one out that I had for the weed whip. I don't think this is the same. Now that I think about it. But let's see. How's that boot doing? Boot looks okay. Yeah, wrong size. Too small. Next one up. I know right where it is here. Yeah, your tax form WD-40. You know. It's a good little cleaner. Oh yeah, that's the one there, but is this the same one? No, that's a little too small. Alright, I got the one though. Come on out of there. Okay, here's the big reveal. It's a little black, running a little rich. Probably for me horsing around with that stuff in there. Well, we'll get her cleaned up here a bit. It'll help her out right away. This WD-40, that works pretty good for that. Got some carb cleaner too, but I think this will probably do her here. I'm going to run a little sandpaper in there. Clean off the contacts a little bit. I got a little piece of sandpaper I used for that. And of course, check your manual, but just a little sandpaper, real fine grit. Oh, there's that silver tip. You don't really have to do anything to it. Nice. And then I got it folded over. I think I tried it once before that, twice, but it didn't want to fit. Oh yeah, no, it ain't gonna fit that way. So it looks like the tolerance between there is pretty good. So we can just get it as best we can here. Yeah, ooh, that'll work nice. And let's see. I'm gonna spray some WD-40 into that boot as well. And we are ready to go. Now we have one other thing. Try to edit this down a little bit. We gotta sharpen the blades. This mower has two blades, got a mulching blade on it. I like to mulch and throw that grass right back down onto my yard. Fertilizer. Air tools. That'll like it. Hang on. Are you guys still running? Yeah, you are. Good. I just gotta figure out where to set this bucket. There's a sweet spot of balance here, like right about there. She's up. She ain't gonna go either way. I got just enough room there to get in there. I should have. Uh-oh, gas is running out. I gotta shut the tank, the valve off. I had gas running out of there pretty good. I had her tipped up pretty good. Oh, should be flooded to beat heck now. I should have shut the gas off. I didn't. Now I have. She won't be anymore. She might be a little bit, but just to drain out what was there. But yeah, she stopped. It was running out pretty good. It's like, whoa. Let's not do that. All right, let's see. Air tools work best when you got a full compressor. I do believe this is the one. Yeah. All right. We're good. So all we got to do is get this air set up here and we're good. Then get a little hot. Okay, we've got this tank is full of air. And we got the tools. I shut the gas off so we're not losing gas anymore. Hell yeah. That's on. We want it to come off. These are on there pretty good, so if you don't use air, it's hard to get them off. All right. I'll show you what I do with these. And again, consult your manual. Don't do what I do. But I'll show you what I do, but don't do what I do. But I'll show you what I'm going to do. We'll just leave this here for now. I'll pick you up in a minute. Hang on. Bring it in here. For the last time, check your manual. Can you guys see me okay over there? Well, you must be able to. When you look over at this thing, it doesn't look as if you can. Anyway, here we are. We got the blades out here. Now, this is your all-purpose grinder here. So this, again, this is what I do. Don't do what I do. And I happen to notice, by the way, that these things have gotten kind of full of junk. Well, let's see if we can find a... There's a scraper. That'll work. Let me get some of that off of there. I had no idea how long that's been on there. Because of the balance on these things, if there's more on one side than the other, she'll rock a little bit, and then she'll kind of... She won't run true. I think we're probably pretty good there. Might be digging into the middle there a little. I don't think so, but yeah, that's that right off. Wow. A big patch. This mower is going to be ready to go. All right, so as long as we got that and I got the scraper out, let's see what's on this big blade. I don't know which is called the mulching and which is, I think this may be the mulching blade. I'm not sure. Check with your manual. Maybe you don't even have one like this. Or yours does it differently. Ain't a bad idea to get that stuff off. Okay. That's going to be good enough. The rest of that is on there as if it was welded to it. So, we're good.
If we think we have to get some more up, we can get after it here. But you know what? Just this one little spot here. You can see it on there. But yeah, it's like it's welded too. But jeez. Oh, there's the missus. She's going. What are you doing to the doors, honey? Okay, see you when you get back.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Yeah, this might be the last year on these blades. I'm not sure. There's a coating that's on them, and that's off now there, and we're down to metal there that's kind of getting a little rusty. So we may be doing this for the last time. I always like to wear safety glasses, of course. Pair of gloves. I was taught once to let the machine do the work. Makes a lot of a difference when you do that. So when I pull that through there, I'm just ever so lightly, hardly applying any pressure at all myself. So we got that shined up pretty good, but that's still not very sharp. But we'll fix that now. That part's coming up next here. She's getting pretty sharp. You could cut a steak with that now. By the way, never sharpen like upwards, it's always downwards. But me, read your manual, but yeah, don't do what I do. I do it, try to do it the right way, but see, that's especially sharp there now. All right, we're going to consider that one done. Here we go. Oh yeah, that is pretty sharp too. All right, so these guys are going to go back on now, just like that, and let's go put them on. There we go. Air tools in hand. The blades are about to go in. Oh yeah, we always look at this. There's junk in there, but I don't know why I bothered to pull it out. And it just fills back up again. Yeah. No bother. No bother. All right.
Sometimes I look and I think, now how the heck did I go in there again? Can only really go one way. I think it's got to go this way, as I recall it. Get these started by hand here if possible. Come on now, hang on. And we'll get the ear tools in there and finish her up. It's supposed to be a torque on these, so there again, that's another manual thing. Yeah. I'm supposed to torque them, but I don't even have one of those things. I gotta get one one day, but so I can't do that now. We'll put her on. And there we are. She's on there good. That should take care of that. And something quite satisfying about taking care of your motor. You always remember to turn the gas back on. She don't like it when it's not on. There we go. Gas is back on. Boy, so let's check it off again. We do have fresh gas in there. I drained the old stuff. We put fresh gas in there, and then we changed the oil. We got to go over and measure that yet. Just clean the air filter. We took the spark plug out of there and took a look at that. She was running a little rich in there. So we cleaned that up. I got a hunch it was because of the way I just had done some work on that. But anyway, not too worried about that. She starts up pretty good. And then we just sharpened up the blades. Truth be known, by the way, the guys that do professional yard work, they'll tell you that the easiest thing to do to help yourself with a good, nice looking yard is to make sure you have a sharp blade. If you have a dull blade, then it's just going to be, rather than cutting it, it'll be ripping it off and make it jagged ends and stuff. Yuck. So you don't want that. Uh-oh, that was the hose. So anyway, the next thing we're going to do then is we'll take a look at that and see where that level is. You guys are in? You guys should see these little, I think they call them hen and chicks, but they sure do well right there. They'll get a big old flower on them here pretty soon too. Anyway, we'll check that oil here in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Here's what would happen too. Now I had those in before it rained the last time. It rained pretty hard and got really nasty around here. And I can tell you, had I not had that straw down there, those plants would have been all dirty with mud that splashed up on them, and oh gosh, the disease would have already been starting. So right now, though, they look beautiful. Everything looks great. How close can a guy get? I don't know. Let's find out. And the same is true of the cucumbers. They look really nice too. So we got the potatoes all stretched out, going down that way. Better back this off a little bit again so you can see. Haven't seen any signs of them coming up yet, but they do take a little bit before they come up. Right down here, we got the onions, nothing there yet. Tomatoes there, cucumbers right over there, and we got the carrots covered now with straw too. And then we got some flowers over in the corner. Something kept digging them up here for the first night. Yeah, the marigolds, we're leaving them alone now. So that's what we have. So what you see up front growing here is chives. That comes back all on its own every year, that big bunch there. And way down the other end where it's green straight away, it's a big corn plant. I mean, it gets like 4 feet tall, the stalks, and it's white flowers, really pretty. So anyway, that's what we got. I think we got all the information to you that you needed for today. And with that in mind, we'll wish you a good day, and I'll see you next time.